Hey guys, it's Stephany.
And Eric here. So today we're going to do a short review on the vocalbooth2go.com's Producers Choice Blankets. These blankets, guys, I cannot stress enough on how amazing these things are. No BS. These things sound night and day different from how this room was before. Before there was so much echo and the noise outside was just awful, like my poor neighbors. We just moved into this beautiful neighborhood in Southern California, and we don't want to be those neighbors that our neighbors right now wish they never moved in. We needed to find something as quickly as possible that, you know, could kind of
contain the sound.
Yeah, that can contain the sound and just control the sound within the room as well. And guys, like, I kind of had an idea that things were going to work because, I mean, if you throw out even a blanket, it's going to make some sort of a difference.
Right.
But these are just unbelievable. Like, we're going back and forth with just how we're going to do this. Like, are we going to use acoustic foam panels, or are we just going to use moving blankets? And some people say it's semi-effective. But we're like, you know what? No, let's really do our research and just find what's out there. And we stumbled across these, and they've just been unbelievable. They outperformed even our highest expectations. Like, as a drummer, like, it feels like I'm playing in a huge open space. I was a little bit afraid of my bass drum losing its bass and, you know, everything just kind of sounding a little flat. But my bass drum has so much warmth and just boom to it, but it's still very controlled. So it's like nice, tight, thumpy sound that I've always wanted. My snare has such a nice open crack sound to it. My toms, like, I hit them and I can go as fast as I want on them, and I can hear each individual note, and just like my cymbals and everything just sounds so beautiful and so controlled. No echo, just unbelievable. Not to mention the outside, you can barely hear it. Like, from the inside my neighbor's house, I'm sure you can't hear it at all, but it's unbelievable the difference it made.
As far as a vocalist, it has really helped with recording. I mean, I loved the echo before in the home studio because, you know, us singers, we just love our reverb and echo, but for recording purposes it was not cutting it. So these blankets have really helped a lot.
I noticed it even when we're in here. Like, we have the door open behind you, so you might be able to hear a little bit of the echo from the great room because there's no furniture in there yet and it's just a huge open room. But in here I'll be clapping or snapping my fingers and it's just like a soundproof room. Like, it's crazy. Like, you don't hear any echo. You just hear the voice right in front of your face. Like, it sounds so crazy, but it sounds so good. And we're gonna do a little bit of before and after recordings of it, but you're not gonna be able to get the full effect as if you were in here. We're kind of afraid of it enclosing the room a little bit because it does have to be 3 inches off the wall to create like an air gap. So essentially you have your acoustic blankets and then you have an air gap as insulation, and then you have your regular wall as another layer of insulation. But our room still feels pretty big, if not even bigger.
It does, huh?
And then it just feels super tall, like, just because the curtains are basically from floor to ceiling, like, our room just feels so much taller now. It feels so cozy at the same time, and it's just like so wonderful to be in here and play. This is probably my new favorite room in the house.
The company has been so great throughout this whole journey. We reached out to them and kind of told them what our issues were, and they were more than helpful. They recommended these type of blankets for our specific circumstances, and they've been so kind. The shipping has been super fast. They're on the East Coast and we're on the West Coast, and the shipping for these blankets only took 7 days. It was easy to track, thank goodness, because a lot of the times tracking is an issue, but these were very accurate with the tracking.
And we're gonna show in the beginning of how we set this thing up, of us putting these double-sided sticky tapes that were rated at 30 pounds. So these things should have been able to hold up 30 pounds. But we kind of underestimated how heavy and heavy-duty these blankets were gonna be. Because not once, but twice.
2 times.
These blankets fell, and each time it was like 5-hour process of like putting them on and taking them off.
Our poor fingers.
And so we should have just done it the right way the first time because these things are super heavy duty. Like,
we were trying to avoid the holes.
We were trying not to make holes.
But no. You're gonna have to with these blankets. They're super heavy. These things are the real deal for sure.
And you're gonna see that we used rails. There's different methods of putting these things on, but we just found the rail method the best because we want to be able to kind of open them and close them as curtains almost. And we have 3 doors in the room. We have a double door for the main entrance, and then we have a door to the bathroom. So, you know, we kind of wanted that flexibility of being able to like open and close them. We highly recommend these. Like, check these out. We're gonna leave the links to everything that we actually purchased to make this room possible. We're gonna show you a little tour at the end too. and then see if you guys enjoy it too. I'm sure you guys are gonna be happy with them. We definitely are. We wouldn't be putting our stamp of approval on these if we didn't truly believe in them. So anyway, without further ado, this is how we install them. So here they are, the boxes finally came. So we ended up ordering 8 blankets, or curtains, however you like to call them, and they came in these 2 big boxes. You excited?
Yes.
We're excited to open these and see what they look like. Time to unbox. So these are the Producers Choice Blankets that we ended up going with. They were really highly rated. We saw a bunch of videos already on YouTube about them. Talks a little bit about them right there. You can also check it out on their website. All the details are gonna be in the description. Holy crap, already we can tell that these are super heavy and super high quality. Maybe tell how thick they are. I don't know if it'll come up on camera, but these are pretty thick. And then so we got the ones that come with the grommets built in just because it's gonna be so much easier for installation, and I'll show you guys what we got exactly to connect these to the ceiling. And then our Amazon package came today. This is what we're actually gonna use to install them. So let me take out my trusty butterfly knife.
There you go. And then it's like pizza.
So these right here, they're rails. Super easy to install, and I'll show you guys how I'm gonna put it. And then these are the little wheels right here. And it comes with all those screws just in case you do want to screw this onto your roof. These will connect to the grommets on the blankets themselves, and then we can just literally slide it down the rails like a regular curtain.
Ready?
So you can just see how thick these guys are. Now I've seen tons of videos on this stuff and how to install them. Guys have been using 2x4s. I saw somebody using something like this, and they sell this directly on their website, and you can custom order the size that you want. We got these on Amazon because they're super cheap. I think we paid like $15.99 for a roll of 5 meters or 16.4 feet, I think it was. And we got 3 of them total, so it should be way more than enough for our room. Okay, so we're gonna walk you guys through our home studio right now. It's right through those double doors. Stephanie, lead the way.
Are you guys ready?
So this is what our little home studio looks like right now. It's super plain. There's nothing on the walls or anything, as you can see. I know you can probably tell in the audio how echoey it is. It sounds awful in here, especially for drums that they're so loud. So we're using this Scotch tape mount. That's for 30 pounds. Super heavy duty to mount the rails onto the ceiling. Okay, so we're unbending this because as you can see it came in rolled up. And we want to get it pretty straight. I heard this stuff was actually pretty hard to work with, so we're just going to try to get it as straight as we can so we can have a nice straight line when we're hanging it in the room. It's going to go along the wall around 3 inches away from the wall, so it creates an air pocket, and that also acts as your sound insulation. So now we're gonna use this double-sided tape. I've actually used this before to hang like picture frames and stuff in the old house, just because I didn't want to make holes in my walls. And that's a little bracket. That's what you would use to screw up to the ceiling with these drywall screws and wood screws. These would go up and attach to the ceiling, but instead of that, we're gonna do it this way. So we're gonna stick the bottom of it like this. And then it has a little spring right here that you pull back. I don't know if you could see that. It's spring loaded. And you just pull it back, and then you just attach it right there, and then that's on. That's about 3 inches from the wall. Alright, so we got the first rail up, no holes, and it's actually holding up pretty well. Give it a little test tug, and it's on there pretty good. It's not coming off. So there it is, we got the first panel up. It's basically floor to ceiling. Instead of S-hooks to mount it, we used these zip ties.
Medium size.
Medium size. We bought a packet from Home Depot, and it was like 300 of these guys, so we had plenty. And we just wanted the control of having, you know, the zip ties so we can really adjust how much slack we wanted these things to have. But there you guys have it. That's the first panel up. On to the next one. Here it is.
Dun, dun, dun.
So we actually ended up having to ditch our original idea of just using the double-sided sticky tape that was rated at 30 pounds because we kind of underestimated how heavy and heavy duty these blankets were. They're extremely heavy. We couldn't be happier with how these things turned out and just the effectiveness of it. For my drummers out there, you know that the room makes a huge difference, and with this there's almost zero echo. Honestly, there's probably even zero echo. It's unnoticeable. Not only that, but just the feel of my drum kit has never felt better. Like, it sounds so good, it feels so great. Stephany can be in here with me now and just like actually enjoy music with me instead of her like being here. And she was saying that it sounds scary being in here when I would play my drums because of just how crazy and awful it sounded and how loud it was, but now it sounds so good. And then finally we're going to show you before and afters of everything so you can see exactly how crazy it sounds. So to even help out a little bit more on just the sound control, we ended up buying these off Amazon too, and I think it was like $50 for 24 panels or something like that. They're pretty cheap. These are highly recommended. These are the 2-inch thick ones. They're the acoustic foam panels, and I can probably link those in the description too, just to help a little bit more. And honestly, just because they look pretty cool, it really gives like the studio vibe in here.
Thank you so much, vocalbooth2go.com. Incredible. We honestly couldn't be happier. These things are so amazing. You guys should check out the links in the description below.